Bible. John chapter 8, verse 1 to 12. Everyone went home, but Jesus went to the Mountain of Olives. Early the next morning, he went back to the temple. All the people gathered around him, and he sat down and began to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman who had been caught committing adultery, and they made her stand before them all. "Teacher," they said to Jesus, "this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. In our law, Moses commanded that such a woman must be stoned to death. Now, what do you say?" They said this to trap Jesus, so that they would accuse him. But he bent over and wrote on the ground with his finger. As they stood there, asking him questions, he straightened himself up and said to them, "Whichever one of you has committed no sin may throw the first stone at her." Then he bent over again and wrote on the ground. When they heard this, they all left, one by one. The older one first. Jesus was left alone. This woman was still standing there. He straightened himself up and said to her, "Where are they? Is there anyone left to condemn you?" That passage is so powerful, guys. Like, there's so much in that. Like, you know how Pastor Artie was talking a couple of weeks back, and he was like, how we become so obsessed with our flaws sometimes, and that we begin to just entertain the thought of all our failures, and we begin to just obsess over them. You know, all the things that we should have done right, all the things that we should have done wrong. We begin to just obsess, and then we can almost forget to run to God, to the one thing that we need to find our freedom in Him and our peace and our joy that's all in Him, right? So we kind of forget to run to Him. And I remember that was me like a couple weeks back, and I felt like God was doing all these great things in my life. So I felt like whenever I felt or stumbled, that He was disappointed in me because, you know, God means the world to me. He's my everything. He's my best friend. He's the one person I look to, the one person I lead to. He's just everything. So I remember feeling disappointed, and I remember one time I came down from prayer. Jesus just spoke to me. He said, "I love you moments when you're weak and when you're strong. My love for you never changes. I desire to be close. I desire for you to seek me. Even when you don't have everything worked out and you fall, I still love you. As long as you promise to seek me, he says, come to me. I desire for you to be cleansed by my blood. I have this grace and this mercy for you that is always enough. It can never run out." And I remember sitting right there, and this is before service started, and I remember bawling my eyes up because God was just like revealing His love to me, and it just kept flowing, and it's just His goodness, right? God didn't send His Son to condemn the world, but to be the Savior. So tonight, not just as we worship, but as we go home, like, in our daily walk with Christ, like, to really live in His grace. That's my challenge for you guys, to live in His grace and to really just seek it with your whole heart, to know that He loves you. We serve such an amazing God. He comes in with all that you are, and you're like, you come to a point where you're like, God, I want to see what you see, and I want to feel what you feel. I want to fall in love with you, and then He wants to be the love of your life. He wants this intimate relationship. He wants you to open your heart to Him. Like, I felt like before, God only loved me when I was stronger, when I was doing things like good for Him, right? But God was just like, I love you when you're weak, like He loves you when you're down, with your flaws and your fears and your unbelief. You can just come to Him with all that you are. And He loves that part about you, and He wants it fixed. It's just about coming down and just really laying down and just surrendering. And He wants to embrace you guys. Like, He wants to be compassionate for Him. He wants to spend time with you. This is who He is. And He wants you to open up your heart to the point where you're just like allowing Him, giving Him this full permission to come to you, to mold you, to shape you, and you're just opening, and you're like, come Lord, just come fill me. I just want more of you. I'm just so desperate. Like, it doesn't matter like how strong or how weak you may feel your faith is with God, or how your relationship is with Him. It doesn't matter. Like, He's here right now in this moment. And like, I remember, I don't know if Ruth is here, but we were at the women's meeting. She's like, Christianity is now. And that was so powerful. Like, it's now. Like, we're living in it. We're about to meet God, and His presence is here. He lives in us. So we should rejoice. And this is who He is. And when we come to Him, know that He's going to lift us up. And then we can just freely come to Him. We can freely ask Him. We're like, this is a gift from God. Like, this is, you know. So my challenge for you guys is just to like live in God's grace and know that while you're doing it, that He loves you and He encourages you and He cares for you. This is who He is. So that's my challenge.
We call